Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How you doing? I'll explain to my first timers real quick. I see, hear, feel, sense, know. They talk to me, but they also show me pictures, and I try to describe the picture the best way I can. They never waste a message. They don't waste their energy. So even if you don't understand something now, that he says, you remember it later, you'll see it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later. There's always a reason. This is not an exact science, so sometimes you got to stretch it out of the box a little bit. I call it spiritual charades when they show me the pictures and stuff, because sometimes it's a little cryptic. And they don't always tell us what we want to know. They tell us what we need to know, whether we want to or not. And oh, Eddie. I love that boy. They always call me Crazy Grandma. What the heck is he doing? I don't know if there's a picture of him like this or what, but he's kind of laying, but he's laying with his head up. It's like he's posing, almost. You're not a model, Eddie. You don't. It's like he's posing. I don't know what he's up to with this. Leave it to him. It looks like he's trying to be all cute, almost sexy. He's pointing at somebody behind him. Pointing at somebody behind him, and I can't see them yet. And sometimes other people will appear in these, and usually they'll stay in the background because this isn't their time to talk, unless they really need to come through. I don't know who he's pointing at. Hang on. He says, well, aren't you just all grown up and stuff? And he's over here, he's standing over here, and sometimes you'll see some wavy lines, like where their energy is. Cameras seem to capture what we can't see with the eyes sometimes. And he's walking behind me. He's over here snooping around my table. I'm not sure why. I'm supposed to be talking, buddy. He's over here snooping at my stuff like he can't look at that anytime he wants. Well, actually, they're not allowed in my house unless they announce themselves. And it's hard for me to explain how you will feel their energy because everybody feels it different. But it's almost like a change of air pressure. It's almost like it's a bubble pushing on me. His energy's so strong right over here. He's showing, did you recently work on a vehicle and you were under the hood and you cracked your head on the hood or something up above you? And he's laughing. He said you were always ornery, but I loved you. You were my son. You are my son. I loved you like my own. Two. He's mentioning two, boy and girl. Two. And I honestly don't remember how many kids Eddie had. This is something about when you're all grown up. Did he used to tell you when you were younger, when you're all grown up, you can do that? When you're all grown up, you can go out and do those things, but not right now? Tell your mom I love her. All right, and I smell something. It smells kind of like cigarette smoke. I don't remember if he smoked or not. So when you get the smell of cigarette smoke or some type of smoke like that, you can be in your house, you can be in the store, you can be in your car, you can be outside. Doesn't matter. You get that, just kind of goes, usually just goes by like a whiff. Know that that's him giving you a sign that he's around. He's calling you knucklehead in a nice way. He's kind of giggling when he says that. Now he's taking his fingers and he's playing with his mustache. I don't think he really had a mustache that would curl like a. He didn't have a handlebar mustache, but he's kind of curling the end of it. I don't know if he did that out of a nervous habit or if he's trying to be cute. Where did the time go? I'm not used to him standing over here on this side. Hair of the dog, boy, hair of the dog. He's, he says, you made me pull my hair out for a while. I've been watching you. He plays with your son. Your son interacts with him, so little children and animals can see and hear them because people haven't told them, you can't do that. You can't have an imaginary friend. They're not real. So when they're little, in animals, they don't care. But when they're little, they see them and hear them. So if you hear your son in the next room and you think he's talking to himself, probably not. You might want to tune your ear and pay attention to what he's saying. First he said he was called Grandpa, then he said Papa. So I'm not exactly E. E. Your son's calling him, say it again. Grandpa E. Grandpa E. Maybe he had trouble saying Eddie when he was younger. But he's showing your son clearly sitting on the floor and playing, and he just turns around and talks to him, just blah, 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 blah. He says, oh, I would have loved him, and I do. And then he has this huge laugh, and he goes, you're going to get paid back. This boy's going to pay you back for being ornery. You're going to get yours. You're going to know how the rest of us felt. So then he stands on his tippy toes. He says, he's going to keep you on your toes. Be ready. Be ready. Okay, he's talking about race cars, but I don't think he's talking about like NASCAR race cars. You drive too fast? Don't drive faster than your guardian angels can fly, he said. Slow it down, boy. So even if you don't drive too fast now, if you did at one point, he was watching you. Now he's showing you driving a car. Did you think somebody was in the back seat? Did you kind of, maybe more than once, probably. think somebody was in the back seat when there's nobody else in the car, and you can see them. So he's indicating that you've seen him out of the corner of your eye. And usually we see him in peripheral vision. I can see him straight on, but you might have kind of turned your head a little bit and you out of the corner of your eye, you thought you saw somebody back there. That's the way we see them. So he wants you to know that was him. He says, there for a while, you sure the hell needed a co-pilot. I was there. There. Did you have a wreck? I was there. And he's showing like when you had a wreck, that he was like holding your head and protecting it from being hurt. You'd be surprised what they can do. He's showing you with your son, and it's like do it again. Well, he's not really hugging the both of you, but it's like he's enveloping both of you like with his energy, kind of like a big hug, but he's not showing it like as a real physical hug. But hey, keep saying hey, hey, hey. So if you haven't heard it, you will hear it, and sometimes we don't just hear with these ears. Sometimes there's actually telepathic ears up here. Sometimes you hear it with these ears. You're going to hear him saying, hey, hey, hey. He's trying to get your attention. Hey. And you're going to turn around and look, and there's nobody there. Well, at least I'm assuming you won't see him. You could. You're growing up to be a fine young man. You're making your mama proud. He says you got a little bit more to go. Little more to go. But he said in the end, it'll be okay. It will turn out the way it's supposed to. So I'm not sure what you're doing, but it will end up turning out the way it needs to, the way it's supposed to. And it will be okay. He doesn't seem to be worried about your path. A lot of times they'll show me like your path, and they'll show me like if you stagger off of it or something, or if yours goes like this. He's showing yours is going, and then it goes woo, like a phew, off this way, and then it's coming back. It's coming back this way. It's coming back to the path. That was like a sudden, immediate. What are you doing out there? It's like he's grabbing the back of your shoulders and he's turning you around towards that path. You could even feel I don't know if he's just showing that he's helping guide you back that way, or if he's literally putting his hands on your shoulders, and that can feel like just a little pressure. It can feel like warmth in those spots. It can feel like goosebumps, tingling. He's like shoving. You can feel like somebody's pushing you. He says, leave those girls alone. Leave those girls alone. Oh, he had a good time. He says when he left, and I know how he passed, um, he said he didn't really, our soul, our soul, I don't know, he wants me to say something about it. Like if we're going to come up on an immediate car crash, and I'm not talking about his wreck, immediate car crash, our soul literally leaves the body right before the point of impact, so we don't have any of that traumatic stuff in our soul when we leave. And you even hear people like hovering up above the accident scene, and it's truly sometimes is like that. And he was, even though Alzheimer's patients, a lot of them, they're kind of halfway, kind of going back and forth. Uh, um, so he was kind of, even though he was in the hospital for a little bit, he was kind of not really, it sounds strange, I know, wasn't really in his body. He was watching. He was watching like from another spot. He says, so I cannot say that I suffered. My body suffered. I did not suffer. If that makes any sense at all. And he was showing that he was confused because he didn't understand why he was watching himself down there. And yet he was like, no, that's going on, but I don't understand how, which is probably would happen for most people in that situation. Please forgive the man. Forgive him. We all have an exit point when we come into this life. We might decide before we get here, we're going to leave at 1 day old or 100 years old. And that timeline can waver a little bit, but usually it's right in there depending on the circumstances around us, whether it changes. It'll be in that area of what we planned before we even came here. Couldn't have stopped it. Destiny, pre-planned. He says he has his grandpa with him. His grandpa. Which one? His grandpa, Elias, his grandpa. His grandpa is with him. They're showing them. They're showing themselves kicked back like by a campfire outside. Kicked back, sipping a beer. He says, chewing the fat. Taking it easy. He not only ruffles your son's hair, so if you ever see him kind of, who's touching me? Who's touching me? But it shouldn't bother him because he interacts with Eddie. He sees him. But he also does it to you. And it won't feel like if I came up and did that to you. But if a fly lands on this spiky hair, I can feel it. It's really slight. So if you feel your hair kind of being moved like that, well, he might be a little stronger. He's pretty strong. He's doing a noogie on you now. His knuckle. And I always say usually, but it probably won't feel as strong as if I came up and did a noogie to you, but it'll feel like you'll feel that back and forth motion on your scalp. So not only the hair, he's roughing your hair, but he's also getting a noogie. So if you when you get those, tell him thank you. You know that's him. You love him. Ask him bring you more. Validate him. Validate him. Let him know that you know that's him. Yeah. He's showing you in bed asleep and he's standing in the bedroom. Don't get freaked out. You're not facing him. He's on the other side of the bed just standing there looking. It's almost, so he's a very strong guardian for you. He watches out over you. Call on him. Ask him. He's not showing anything except standing there. I promise you 1,000%, he can hear you, he can see you. Most people just have trouble hearing and seeing them. They can hear and see you. He's going to do something else. He's rattling something in the bedroom. He's not showing me what it is. Show me, man. He's rattling something. There's some kind of rattle. Some kind of rattle. And if you haven't heard it yet, you will. If he does it in the middle of the night, tell him to knock it off. Those are bedtime hours. If he wakes you up with it. I hear horse. Horse. I don't know why he said the word horse, but he's not showing me a horse, so I don't know what that's about. They don't give me all the details because the details are none of my business. They give me just enough so you understand what they're talking about. All right, where'd you go, man? He says, take care of your mom. Take care of her better. She was the love of my life. Lord knows I needed it after some of the others. I shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that. He's being very solemn about it. He says that she smells his cologne every so often. He's very happy for her. Very happy for her. He comes over and whispers in my ear. He's back over here now. He says, I love you, son. You could possibly, this is my right ear because some of these look backwards. You could possibly hear in your right ear, like, or buzzing, or it could even be a high-pitched screech. Him trying to say that to you. Don't forget, you have powerful forces up here. Call on us. Call on us. And then you have to allow us to help. We can move mountains. You'd be surprised. Will you get that gold mine? Probably not. We can help you in other ways. Know that I'm proud of you. Know that you're an amazing person. You need to realize that. Everybody's here for a reason. Oops, sorry. That popped up in front of me. Your time is now to make that change. Now. Right now. I think you know what I mean. And it's none of my business, so he's not going to tell me. Thank God for what you have. You're an amazing person. And so's my grandson. He's not saying anything. Hang on, he's moving. Now he's over there standing like this. Like he's digging tough. Very strong. He says, call on me. I'm strong enough for both of us. And once again, he says, I love you, son, and he took off. Well, he didn't say hi, bye. Later. He just took off. So I hope you get a few things you can validate. I try not to make the whole reading about where you can validate every single thing. It's more about them talking to you. So hopefully you got a couple of things so you know for sure that was him. Ready. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. Much love to you.